Hey guys, I'm all back again. This is my 22nd day of using the Google Pixel 7a, and I noticed that there are a lot of scratches on my phone, so I would highly recommend using a screen protector on this phone. Pixel 7a is equipped with Gorilla Glass 3, which is pretty solid, but it is prone to scratches. I like to use my phones without any cases of screen protector, and if you plan to keep this phone in the long run, I would recommend throwing something on it. I know the fingerprint sensor is not that great, so you might need a specific one or try out a few that work the best, but even without the screen protector, the fingerprint sensor can be a little wonky. But in general, I noticed that there are a bunch of scratches and scuffles across my phone, and I tried to record it, and it took me 5 to 10 minutes to get a good angle. It is actually really hard to see on the actual camera itself, but in real life it's pretty noticeable. Just because it's glass, there's a lot of reflection, a lot of lights and everything hitting it. It's just really hard to capture. But here in this video clip, I finally managed to show the scratches a little. I got my ceiling light reflecting off, but at a certain angle you can see that there's a squiggly line going all the way across the phone, and there are a few minor of these scratches across my front screen. And just in general, I just use my phone normally. I try to keep my keys in a different pocket. This is just me taking in and out of my pocket, tossing it on the table, throw it into a cup holder. Normal everyday life usage. I'm not taking a key and trying to scratch it on purpose. Also not trying to be Tom Mobile rig everything out there. But just wanted to share with you guys how this phone will hold up on a normal day-to-day basis, just under normal usage if you don't throw any screen protector or case on it. Back of the phone is holding up better because we made of plastic, so no crazy scratches or anything on there. Still a giant dust magnet though. Did wanted to share that quick update on day 22 with this phone. Now let's jump into the day in the life portion. At this point, everything is starting to blend together. I'm looking through all my Google Photos, trying to figure out where I left off, what day is what. Hopefully trying my best not to repeat any content. But it is what it is at this point. We'll just keep winging it and go from there. Day 22nd, woke up at 6:22 a.m. ironically. Spent my morning watching some YouTube videos. It is a Saturday morning for me. Hopped in the car, made my way over to Randolph to grab some coffee. Here's me chilling with my Pixel 7a and my Vietnamese coffee. Then walked over to another shop to grab some banh mi. Took pictures of random stuff inside of the restaurant while I'm waiting for my food to be made. And as I'm driving around, I got my Pixel 7a sitting on the wireless charger. It is not charging at all, and actually ironically losing charge as we speak. And even when I connect the USB-C directly into the phone, it still doesn't really charge that well. It runs pretty hot while I'm driving, especially with GPS on, music playing, the screen on pretty bright. And whenever I'm making it do all these things at once, occasionally I will get this notification telling me that the phone is getting warm. So some features will be limited by default. And when you ask the phone do too much, it does get really warm. So I find myself having to restart a few times, especially if you are in a hot climate area. It is about 80 to 90 degrees today in the car, and it's even hotter. So while you're driving around and sitting on the dashboard, it does tend to warm up, and as a result, the phone struggles a little bit. And by 2:06 p.m., my phone is at 19%. So this is an average day with me with this phone. It barely lasts me till 2 or 3 p.m. depending on when I wake up. So I usually get about 9 hours of battery life, and I'm not doing anything too crazy. I got my dash cam app running for 13 minutes, which utilizes the camera. All the other stuff is just running in the background. Pokemon Go for 20 minutes, using my editor apps for half an hour, YouTube music for an hour, YouTube for 2 hours. And then the rest of the other apps are just used sporadically in chunks of 20 minutes or so. Overall, 4 hours of idle time, 4 hours of screen on time. And this wraps up day 22. Just in general with the Google Pixel 7a, I find that it is not a very reliable phone battery life-wise. Anytime I'm driving around or know I'm going to be leaving the house, I always make sure it is charged to 100% before I leave the house, because I know if I leave the house without charging it, it's not going to make it throughout the day. Unfortunately, that's just the fate of this phone, but in general, it costs $500 if you want to get the Galaxy A54 instead for the same price range. It is a little bit slower on the A54. I think the battery life is better, but I would prefer the faster phone compared to the better battery life, I guess. But You guys let me know which one you prefer, the A54 or the Pixel 7a. Thanks for watching. Remember to like and subscribe. Please check out day 21 if you haven't already. Something weird happened to me while I was using the Google Pixel 7a in a group chat.